Hello, enlightened investors, and welcome to our coaching series, Investing with Purpose, the Professor's Guide to Real Estate Investing for the Altruistic Professional. In this session, we'll be looking at the 5 ways that real estate investing can help us develop wealth. And finally, we'll be looking at a case study of a professional who through real estate investing became a millionaire before the age of 40 while still continuing the work of his calling. So we are going to start off here with taking a look at the 5 elements of investing that make passive hands-off real estate investing the ideal and superior investment vehicle. I do not know of any other investment vehicle that provides these wealth-building elements in a single investment. So what are these 5 elements, and how, without being actively involved in the day-to-day operations of real estate investing, can the passive investor use these 5 elements to achieve wealth? Well, the answer to these questions is cash flowing, income producing commercial real estate investing, which is the ideal way to acquire investing. We use ideal because it is the perfect mnemonic for remembering the 5 elements. First is income. Real estate rental properties produce income. This is a cash-on-cash return on investment and is generally paid to the investor on a monthly or a quarterly basis, similar to a dividend. It is not unusual to receive, after expenses, a 6 to an 8% or better cash-on-cash return for the initial investment. With investments in stock, bonds, and etc., the cash-on-cash return is about all that you can count on, and even this is highly volatile and unpredictable. With the passive real estate investing, the cash-on-cash return is only the beginning of the enhancement of your financial well-being. In your real estate investment, the cash-on-cash return is only a fraction of the return on the investment. The other 4 advantages multiply these returns in ways no other investment vehicle can even begin to match. Number 2 is depreciation. Depreciation of real estate property is an accounting deduction that reduces our tax liability. Congress favors and supports real estate investing and has written favorable IRS regulations to support real estate investing. An old saying goes, don't fight the IRS. Rather than fighting the IRS, real estate investing harmonizes with the code. Unbeknownst to many people, our most significant expense isn't our mortgage, medical, or our food. Our most expensive financial burden is taxes. So reducing our tax burden puts money directly into our pocket. Remember that those who understand how to acquire wealth know it doesn't matter how much you make. What really matters is how much you are able to keep. For most of us, tax reduction via real estate depreciation can reduce our income tax to almost nothing. So even with my not too shabby W-2 income from my career in academia, since beginning my real estate investing career, I have paid almost nothing in federal and state income taxes. And the depreciation from my real estate investment is the vehicle that has reduced my taxable income. While most people dread April 15th, I really look forward to it with great anticipation because rather than forking out money to pay more taxes, the W-2 withholdings that have been taken from my income throughout the year are returned to me. And as a point of assurance, this is in total and complete compliance with IRS regulations. There's no cheating, no fudging on the numbers. It's totally and completely legit. Number 3 is equity. So it just keeps getting better as we look into the aspect of equity. Equity is the difference between what is owed on a real property and the property's value. In simplified terms, the down payment is the initial equity, but each year as the mortgage is paid down, the equity in that property increases. This is much the same in the case if you are a homeowner and the real estate is your residence. It is the same for commercial real estate, but it is even better. Commercial real estate investing, the investor is not the one paying for the mortgage. The mortgage debt is paid via the income derived from the rent. For the investor, the mortgage paydown and the resulting equity growth come without further investment from the pockets of the investor. So as equity grows, the value of the investment grows. The passive real estate investor receives the increased value without any personal time, commitment, or further investment. Number 4 is appreciation. So even though the IRS provides depreciation tax write-offs, in reality, over time, the property is naturally appreciating in its value. Those of you who are homeowners have experienced this with your single-family home residence, and it's the same in commercial real estate. Historically, real estate properties average a 4% increase year over year. To be certain, there are booms and busts in real estate, but the historical 10-year appreciation rate has remained stable for the last 100 years. This means that real estate can reliably be expected to produce this consistent rate of appreciation over any 10-year period of time. Just from natural appreciation alone, the passive investor can expect the value of the property that they're invested in to increase over a 5 to 7 year period by anywhere from 20 to 28%. The larger portion of appreciation growth, though, in commercial real estate investing is derived from the two-sided coin of asset management. So one side of the coin is going into a property and making improvements to the property that then lead to increased rents. The other side of that coin is improved management processes that reduce the expenses. Employing these natural and forced appreciation techniques increases the net operating income, or what we call the NOI. So the NOI is the primary driver for commercial real estate valuation. So as the NOI increases, so does the appreciation, so does the overall value of the property. So as appreciation grows, the value of the investment grows. The passive real estate investor receives the increased value without any personal effort, time, commitment, or further investment. Our 5th element is leverage. And leverage is essentially using other people's money. In most cases, this will mean that we are using financial institutions or lenders, banks, insurance companies, so on and so forth, to purchase assets that one would not otherwise be able to obtain. When we purchase our homes using a mortgage, we are leveraging our purchasing power. Even though we've only paid a small portion of the purchase price, we say that we own the home. In a typical commercial real estate investment, it works the same. Investors or equity partners, both the passive and the active investors, put around 25 to 30% down to own and to control 100% of the asset. Controlling 100% of the asset with only 25 to 35% invested in the property is the secret sauce that makes real estate investing the ideal wealth building investment. So this is because the other 4 avenues to develop wealth through real estate investing, that's the income, depreciation, equity, and appreciation, are all calculated on 100% of the investment rather than just the 25 to 30% that we invested. With income, rather than receiving quarterly returns on the 25% investment that we invested, the returns on the investment are calculated on 100% of the NOI, or the net operating income. Likewise, with depreciation, rather than only 25% of the asset's depreciation being distributed to investors, 100% of our share of the investment is allocated for write-off purposes. So understanding this makes it easier to see why real estate investors have little to no income tax liabilities. Like the 2 above, Equity growth is allocated on 100% of the asset rather than just the 25% invested. And it is the same with appreciation. So appreciation grows over a 5 to 7 year period, is allocated on that 100% of the asset as opposed to only 25%. For many people unfamiliar with annual rates of return of 18 to 35%, this seems totally unrealistic and lead many to believe that these real estate offerings must be fraudulent of Ponzi schemes. But understanding the ideal 5 fiscal reasons to invest in real estate can alleviate these fears and concerns. For ages, wealthy people have legally employed these 5 ideal steps to preserve and to grow wealth, and we can do the same. We don't have to be wealthy to develop wealth. Anyone can take these concepts, and no matter where we are on our journey to financial well-being, we can take these concepts to preserve and to develop our own wealth. Another point to consider with hands-off passive investing is we never have to deal with the tenants, toilets, or the trash. As a hands-off investor, we develop passive streams of income without any direct involvement in the day-to-day operations of the wealth-building property in which we have invested. As limited partners, and that is what we typically refer to active investors, we turn management operations over to the general partners while still partaking in 100% of our share of all 5 elements of real estate investing. Let us now take a look at a case study. Mark, a periodontist friend, could see that real estate investing could help acquire wealth because it held these 5 advantages over other mainstream investments such as stock, bonds, mutual funds, CDs, cryptos, and etc. But from his perspective, there was, of course, that one major obstacle. Mark was a busy, fulfilled professional, and he didn't have time or desire for tenants, toilets, trash, or the toil, the turmoil, and trouble that come with all of this. Fortunately for Mark, he discovered that he could passively invest in real estate and leave the hands-on operations to others. He learned that by doing it right, he could just as easily invest in real estate as he could in stocks and bonds. This meant he could have all the advantages of real estate investing without any management or other ownership headaches. Discovering passive, hands-off real estate investing put him on the fast track to crushing his 6-figure student loan debt, and it made him a millionaire before the age of 40. Mark is a smart guy, but as he describes himself, he is just a Louisiana redneck kind of guy. He says he was fortunate to find a reliable and predictable way to acquire wealth, a road to wealth that provided financial independence and gave him a way to stop exchanging his time for money. Mark understands that this is not the case for many, if not most, successful and hardworking professionals. Mark personally knows many highly educated professionals who put in 60 to 70 or more hours every week to keep their heads above water. They're discouraged, depressed, and many facing burnout. Some are reaching such despair and hopelessness that they are actually becoming suicidal. Mark, on the other hand, even after amassing wealth, continues to find fulfillment in his periodontist practice without the stress of doing so to sustain a livelihood. He no longer runs his practice to provide an income. He no longer exchanges his time and effort for money to provide for his family. Instead, he now puts his money to work for his livelihood. Mark now runs his practice because he has a fulfilling calling to diagnose and treat diseases of the supporting and surrounding tissues of the teeth to help people maintain health and well-being. Mark has a meaningful calling, and he has financial well-being. So he has the freedom to follow his calling with more time to do more and more resources to do more. We don't have to be a periodontist to be successful passive real estate investors. Any highly educated professional has already proven they have what it takes to succeed as a passive real estate investor. We don't go through years of higher education without acquiring what it takes to succeed as a highly successful passive real estate investor. In fact, it probably takes much more personal character and overall stamina to attain a higher education degree than it does to be a successful passive real estate investor. Nevertheless, you don't want to blindly invest in passive real estate without preparing for success. So to prepare you to invest successfully, this is why I created this hopefully informative instructional video series. I want to inspire and empower you on your journey to abundant passive streams of real estate investing well-being. I want to see all of you flourish abundantly by reducing your tax liability, building your hedge against inflation, and increasing the rate of return on your retirement funds and all other investments. Like Mark, I too am inspired by a calling beyond my academic calling. I want everyone to flourish more abundantly and to live fully in all areas of life. With so many investment options, confusion as to where to invest leads to inaction. Go to my website, steedtalker.com. That is Steed like the horse, Talker like I'm doing to you now. So that's steedtalker.com. In the upper menu, click on Resources. In Resources, click the 15-minute virtual consult icon to schedule a free, no obligation, no strings attached consultation. In that consultation, I hope to inspire and empower you to sort it all out, and you'll soon be on your way to prosperous investing to live more abundantly in all areas of life. While still on the resource page, there is one other free gift. To inspire and empower you further to do more and to enhance your financial well-being, I developed a one-page guide. It is 10 steps to passive real estate investing. So click the Contact Us icon. In the message, just write 10 step. My assistant will send you the free guide. Until next time, flourish and live abundantly in all areas of life.